Joe Sammy P with you. I want to go back to something that you were talking about at the start of the last segment about the anthem. It ticks me off because I don't know, it's probably dumb, but I loved the anthem. Loved it. It was one of my favorite things. And a lot of people bet the coin toss. I always preferred the anthem to get things started with my Super Bowl. And you mentioned you can't bet it anymore, meaning they'll post it some places, most won't anymore, but they don't let you wager much money at all. And you mentioned that it was because someone gave it out, meaning they sell plays and they gave out the information. I also hear people blame that one reporter a few years back who's clearly not a bettor. He didn't know any better. He was outside recording. He had the app up with the stopwatch, and he was telling everybody, and he thought he was doing a good thing. He was trying to win people some money, but it just killed the market. It got it removed at all the sports books. A lot of people blame him. Why do you put the blame on the release of someone that sells picks and lies about the record? Why do you put the blame there as opposed to the reporter? Because I see just as many people in the gambling space that I think it was a Florida reporter that blame that reporter instead.
I thought they were the same year. Didn't the person that sold the play see the video and then release it? I thought it was hand in hand. I could be off.
So it's the same. Yeah,
I thought that's what happened. I could be a year off. They could have been in separate years, but the way I remember it is that clip started to go viral, and as the clip was going viral, the pick was released, and then the line moved 9 seconds or whatever, and then these books are like, forget it. Like we write no like square action on the anthem relative to like the sharps that come in and just bet over, and 500 a click, 500 a click. Most people aren't betting big figures on the anthem, but all the big bets were sharp. So you lose on that market every year. So you just don't offer it. And you can't bet that in Nevada or in Illinois or Massachusetts. Like that was always an offshore bet. If it's not on the field between the two teams, it's not going to be a bet you can make in America. You have to bet that offshore. But I blame him because he sold an anthem play that destroyed the market and ruined it forever. I thought.
See, I think we were going to get here anyways. It was eventually going to happen because word would get out usually on Fridays with that rehearsal, and all the big bets would be on one side, and it would be nailed because everybody was sharing the information, usually via Twitter DMs, and everybody would win. But I kind of felt like, especially by now, we'd probably already be there. They're like, we're getting screwed on this. Word gets out. Let's just not take much. We can post it for promotion, but let's just not take much. So I kind of, I understand the want to blame somebody, and a lot of people are doing this, but I think we would have gotten here anyways. Like they knew they were getting hammered on it. But at least they would get the public money that was just guessing.
Yep. Now you got to save all that public windfall money for the Gatorade prop, which I imagine we will discuss once we see odds.
Oh, and talk to Tim Donaghy. Is he coming on the show, you think, over the next couple of weeks?
I should reach out to Donaghy, or you could reach out to him. I think you booked him the first time around, and then we had him on the show twice. Maybe. He was good. He was a good guest. Maniac.
Was there an email?
I have his cell phone number. I almost texted him one day about something else.
What would that have been about?
I can't tell you. Yep, I have his phone number. So we got to get him on the show. Then we can get a nice graphic put out on social, and they'll blast it to everybody.
Oh, we're gonna have some great guests over the next couple of weeks. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, that's part of the fun of this. Everybody has a pick. Everybody has an opinion on the damn Super Bowl. Everybody has a favorite prop bet, and you never know what they're gonna say. He's a Gatorade guy. It's been a year since we've talked to Donaghy. He was a big Gatorade guy at the time. Is he still a Gatorade guy? Like, we're gonna see the breakdowns. This is what I love. All right, I'm over the Chiefs thing. This is what I love. So we're going to see the breakdowns. Okay, last year Chiefs Gatorade was this. 2 years ago, this was a Chiefs Gatorade. Oh, well, I'm going to go red because it's a team color. Oh, but don't forget Andy Reid. He's been doused with orange this year and that year. Oh, man, I love this stuff. The Eagles, now we've got another recent Super Bowl with them. Nobody's on the team from the Foles year, I don't think, off the top of my head, but that will be referenced. This is what I love. We're going to be breaking down the most ridiculous markets out there. Like it actually all means something.
We'll find
Let
something. We
Yeah.
always do.
Oh
We
yeah.
always find
We'll find a
something
lot of
that at
things.
least
Yes.
puts you in a good spot. One of my favorite Super Bowls, and as I've talked about, I bet the Chiefs every summer. Like I'm going to keep bringing it up because I do. And they were playing Tampa, and there was a kid from Chicago who was working on the Bucs sideline, who was telling people that needed to know that the Gatorade was blue. They were drinking blue Gatorade. So you come into the game, the Chiefs were like a 2.5 point favorite. And I was figuring out, like, what am I going to do? Do I want to bet Tampa plus the points? Do I want to bet Tampa money line? And then you find out that the Gatorade for blue is 8-1. So now everybody holding Chiefs now is just betting Gatorade at 8-1. So you're middling the Super Bowl, or not middling, you're arbing or free rolling the Super Bowl with a Chiefs ticket from the summer and blue Gatorade at 8-1. And Tampa wins the game and dumps blue Gatorade. This was perfect. That was awesome. It's like we just nailed it on blue Gatorade at 8-1. We'll find something good, I hope.
So, do you know, maybe different teams handle this in different ways? Do you know if the different buckets have different flavors?
So some teams have different colors. Like some
Right.
teams also have every bucket is orange or every bucket is purple. But there are some teams that do one red, one yellow, one whatever, green. Well, the green's
Which
not
is
really a color.
crazy.
It's lemon lime.
Purple,
Yeah.
yeah,
But that Tampa year, every bucket was blue. We
everyone.
were assured of
Oh,
that. And we were so
okay.
confident that it felt like it wasn't going to be true. And that was the
Yeah.
year that Brady had a pretty good first half. Both of the Chiefs tackles were hurt, and they just sent the house every play. And Mahomes was running for his life the whole game. But that was a fun one. The 8-1 blue Gatorade. It was a very easy decision. Do we bet Tampa plus 130 or the Gatorade at 8-1? It's a very easy. It's the same bet, but the payout was a lot nicer.
Yeah, but there's also a possibility that the other side had blue too. Like that's possible.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, yeah, and the 8-1, it was a no doubter. All right, let's a lot of different angles to talk about, and maybe we'll get to Super Bowl MVP. If not, we're going to talk about it a whole lot over the next couple of weeks here. Process. Let's talk about how this is going to go schedule wise. Because look, we preach it on all the shows, and you're going to get sick of it. Bet it early. When we talk about a bet that we like, the price on Sunday, as people are scrambling, as maybe a sports book shuts down because there's so much action. We've seen that on Super Bowl Sunday in the past. You want to bet early. Process wise, when do all of these start popping? We've got our domestic sports books that most of our listeners are using. We've got our offshore books. And then we have out in Las Vegas in the Superbook, always known for what happens on that's this Thursday, right? When they let you go
Yes.
for 2K a pop.
Yep. And then back of the line after I think 3 bets, you can make 2 or 3 bets at a limit,
Thought it was 2.
2K.
Yeah, I thought it was 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a lot. You can bet a couple, and then you got to go to the back of the line, and that's at the window only when they open it, and then they release it to the app. We will have Rufus Peabody on the show this week. Paul and I were working on that over the weekend. He's always there. He flies in with a book bag full of money and bets props every year on that Thursday night. And then I think I saw Circa is putting their props out on Friday. But the big
Okay.
one is the Westgate Superbook, which is Thursday night. I imagine we're going to start seeing props at the MGMs of the world. I imagine, relatively soon, maybe by Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, it's been an event at the Superbook, like every Thursday for years. They started doing that decades ago. You'll have a full Rolodex a week from today everywhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
we'll have 1,200 props to talk about if we want to.